let's get to it. See what Coach Prime got to say.
First, thankful for another tremendous opportunity to glorify the Lord.
Amen. Amen.
Short, once again. This is hard. This is hard. The reason it's so hard is because you know you're capable of doing better, playing better, performing better, calling better games,
Right.
coaching better on my behalf. And you are coming up short when you have enough to get the job done.
Right.
And it's painful. It hurts myself, the team, and all the coaches, the fans, some of you as well that actually care. They played a valiant game. I love their coach. I love what he stands for. I love what he's about. I love the way he's resurrected that entire program. But our kids fought hard. They really did. And I love the fact that they didn't have any quit in them. They rallied at the end and gave a heck of an effort. We just wish that we could do that in the midst of the game, the first, second, third, and fourth quarter with consistency.
Well,
and we haven't found that level of consistency as of yet, and that's what's truly disheartening. Right before the half, we wanted to get out of there because we know we're receiving the ball in the second half. So the plan was to either get a first down and try to go, or if we don't, if we're not successful on first down, okay, let's hit the clock. Let's hit the clock. We had a drop. I think we had maybe one or two drop passes on that series, which is very unfortunate. Then they get a tremendous return. They had 3 timeouts. We knew that going into it. They had a tremendous punt return, and they were able to punch it in, which is crazy.
I just want to throw that in there. The best laid plans of men often go awry. I want to finish that quote. Is that Robert Frost? Robert Burns. I don't know who Robert Burns is. Continue, Coach Brian.
And that hurt tremendously. The score right before the half, because we know we were getting the ball in the second half. Had we not done that, the score is 7-3. 7-3 at halftime. But unfortunately, that was the case. At the end of the game, we had 3 timeouts. I was instructing one of the officials that she's done a wonderful job, and I'm not blaming her that we want time.
So why would you instructing her if she's done a wonderful job? But I digress.
Timeouts at the end of the various plays, but they've got a first down. So when I made eye contact and I saw that, it was like we didn't have timeouts. I'm like, and I just saw that, like it confused me. Like we didn't have any timeouts left. I'm pretty sure it's on camera, but
it's on camera.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
I guess
I think we would have saved like 30 or 40 seconds at that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
They're right.
Hi, Coach. Adam Worcester Tigers,
How you doing?
24/7 Sports. Doing okay. Have you sensed the same attention to detail from your team in recent weeks?
Yeah. I don't sense the same passion. I do sense the same attention to detail. The film time has gone up.
The passion meter.
Less mistakes, I think, penalty-wise. We had some penalties in some crazy situations, but we've condensed that over the last couple of weeks. We've been pretty good with that. It's just some little foolish darn penalties that we gathered today, but the passion.
Coach them up.
The passion of it. Like the passion of that first game, the passion of those games, we're missing that. And that's something we're trying to apprehend, and we're trying to locate it as well.
Young men losing.
Ariel Student 9 News. How did you evaluate the offensive play calling today?
It has so much to do, and that's the great question, Ariel. But it's not just that. It's that and execution of the play that's called. It's that and timing of the play that's called. It's that and the thought process behind these things that's called. It's a lot goes behind that. You guys are just seeing what you see. You're missing a whole lot of intangibles that transpired.
Yeah, we probably need to come to practice
for us to be in this situation right now.
Right. guy to understand it.
Coach,
See it
what
from the
was
beginning.
Shador's pain level today? It seemed like right
Woo!
away he's really struggled to move around.
You were hurting me.
Shoot, he's been hurting. I think he went
sir.
in to get an injection so he could finish.
Sit him
So,
down.
It's extraordinary.
That was in the fourth quarter?
Yes, sir.
And then how about halftime?
The kid
Don't let him play against Arizona. Come on, man.
He's tough. He's fighting through it.
You about to
And
turn
he
into
don't
the
make any
world's
excuses.
worst
He wasn't raised
football
like that. He's not
dad,
making any excuses.
according
We
to a
don't do
friend
that.
of mine. Don't do this. Don't let him play against
Coach,
Arizona.
a follow up
He got a
on
future.
Sean Keeler, of the Denver Post. To follow up on Ariel's
Father to
question
father.
a little bit. What did Pat Shurmur give you in your mind that you felt to make that switch that
it's-
Sean Lewis couldn't? and didn't?
We're not going to demean Sean Lewis, sir. We're not going to do
We're
that.
not?
We're not going to take that tone. Sean is a
Okay. Now, to all the bloggers out there that are riding on the Buffaloes and building up your networks, and to my man Willie D, y'all have the words saboteur, mold, plant, working for the system lined up with this guy. So stop it. Y'all need to take those videos down. Dude is not a saboteur. He just got his position, his responsibilities will change. Coach Prime said, don't do this to him. Last week when I looked up, this man was the worst thing that ever happened to the Colorado program. So stop it.
a good man. I think he's a good play caller. We just needed change at the time. We just needed to try something else at the time. And that's what we did. And I don't look back on it. I don't second guess myself whatsoever, because it's more to it than what you may know. Okay, so let's just trust the process. Let's just trust the process.
Where have we
Sean
heard that
is
before?
We're
Trust
not
the
going to demean
process.
any coach on this staff by any means.
Joel
I
Embiid.
don't get down like that. I don't move like that.
Hey, Coach, Brian Howard from the
Yes, sir.
Camera. With that, notice Tim Brewster didn't have a headset on tonight. Is he
Yeah.
the coach that's now an analyst?
Well, yes, you got to understand now, you only get so many coaches in college football. So when you make a move like we made, that means someone has to, I don't call it demotion. I think move, everybody's making the same amount of money. So when you get demoted, that's a hit on your check. So it's a movement that we had to make. I think we use, how many tight ends in the games? So think about that. It's the proper move. You got to think about that.
And follow up with that tight end position. Notice Caleb Fourier has not been around the last couple of weeks. Is he still with this program?
My focus is winning these games, man. It's not who shows up to practice and who doesn't. I mean, let's talk to Brew about that. Yeah.
I do have one question formationally about the tight ends. It seems like third down, there were a lot of times tonight where it was kind of you were losing the numbers game at the line of scrimmage. Is the lack of having that type of personnel in the building hurting you guys?
No, I mean it's scheming. You give them a look and you see what they're in, then you call it based on what they're in at sometimes, or you just go with it. Sometimes we don't have that particular guy that I'm not going to say that. We have some players.
Don't throw nobody
that are
else
pretty
under the
good at what
bus.
they do.
No, don't do it. Don't do
That's
it.
just the preference.
Don't
of
tell nobody else
the
they need to
OC,
step
of
in the
call,
portal tonight. Please,
the
no,
rhythm of the game.
no
at the
more
time,
of
whether
that.
we use the tight
Don't
end to
do it.
block, whether he used.
Chase.
If we're going to throw the darn ball, I'd rather receiver be out there. That's my preference than a tight end. We got 4 or 5 pretty good
Parents
guys
of
that can
recruits are listening.
really catch the ball. They can
Every
really run
week.
good routes. They can really get open. You saw
Even
that
those
at
in the
conclusion
portal,
of the game.
even though they're grown.
Coach Adam Rittenberg with ESPN. You mentioned a couple of times there's been things behind the scenes maybe we haven't seen
Yeah,
with
right.
the play call.
That's everybody. It's everybody's life. It's things
Right.
in your life that I ain't seen. But you're a good guy, though, right?
No, he's
You have to
not.
ask
When
people
he
around.
works there, he ain't lose his job.
When did you decide to maybe consider making the change? Was it after UCLA or was it even before that? time you were looking
Well,
into
going
it?
back to
I'm
that.
not going to disclose all my
Man,
thoughts,
just
man.
don't
My
say,
thoughts
man.
are my thoughts. I'm not
Espen
gonna
be doing
disclose
the
when I make a
most.
decision to do something. Just know that I make
God, I
a
can't
decision
stand
and I
him.
don't
Stop
stumble or stutter
watching
on it,
Talking
and I'm
Head.
not looking back.
On
It
that.
is what it is, and that's
It
what
is
it's
what
gonna
it
be.
is. It's never gonna move
I
forward.
make a decision to help this team win. You guys don't know all the intangibles in it. You just looking from the outside of the crib, looking in. I got tinted windows, and you can't even see in the house, but you're making
Whoa.
conclusions on
Whoa.
what I should and should not do.
That's what Espen
Coach
does.
Tyler King with the Denver
every day,
Gazette.
all
You
day.
mentioned the 2 touchdown drives you guys had at the end of the game. I know you haven't got a chance to watch the film yet, but what did you see that was different about for those 2 drives compared to the first handful or so that you guys struggled?
That could be what they presented to us defensively, as well as
I need another stick
making
of
up
gum.
our mind that we want it. We got to make up our mind. We saw a wonderful story today about the last week. I think I showed them a couple of days ago about the cows and the buffaloes. When the storm comes, the cows run from the storms. Buffaloes run to it. And I wanted them to make a decision which one they wanted to be. So they chose to run towards the storm. And they did a wonderful job, and they finished strong, and I was proud of them.
We saw Shedeur throw
That's-
the ball
that-
deep
that's-
a little
that's
bit
a
more
good
maybe
one,
than
but-
usual today.
Aren't they all Buffaloes though? I mean, the Texas Longhorns, they're cows, but Buffaloes, you see, everybody, a buffalo is like a bearded goat that's on steroids. It's dark, and a cow. Females have unusually large udders. And the bulls have sometimes these massive horns, and they're very violent. So just because a bull don't want to get struck by lightning, they are not to be played with. So I digress.
Is he just trying to take more chances down the field? Obviously, we saw Travis
No,
make that play late
it's
in the
not
game.
about taking chances. It's about taking what they give you. Like if they give us a one-on-one situation, we're going to bet on our receivers. That we have pretty good receivers. Either they're going to come up with the catch, or we're going to get a pass interference, and that's something that we did today. When they give us the looks, we're going to try our best to take advantage of what's out there.
Word, son.
Jimmy Sierfoss, 24/7 Sports. Pretty big recruiting weekend. Did you
Yeah.
get a chance to interact with some of them?
Yeah,
And
I
what
think
was
I
that
met
like?
with every recruit that came on official. Yeah, I met them earlier today.
Coach, Pat Rooney, Boulder Daily Camera. The other day, you said after meeting with the O-line, you thought you would get a better effort out of them tonight. Might be hard to judge without watching the film. but
Right.
Did you feel like you got that?
Well, I know we got it in the end. I know we started off, a little lackadaisical, but I think we got it in the end. I always look at the statistics. I think we surrendered 4 sacks. I think that's better than last week, right? So
Wow.
you got to measure it by that. Our quarterback's still hurting a little bit, but he's
Different
just
team
he was
last
hurt
week.
coming in the game. We can't put all of that on the
Be a
line.
different team Saturday too.
But those guys, just looking them in the eyes, and they
Put 'em on the bench,
they,
Coach.
They gave a better effort.
Put 'em on the bench,
Tremendously
Coach.
better effort, and I'm proud of them.
That's just me.
Coach Troy Finnegan, CU Sports Report. It's felt like the defense has been coming along the last
Yeah.
couple of weeks, and
Yeah.
they
Time.
kind of kept you in the game for a while.
They
What was
did.
your assessment of their
Coaching them up,
performance
just not
overall
deep
tonight?
enough.
The thing about defense that's different from offense, when you're listening to the calls, you know what's supposed to happen. You know who's supposed to be where, who's supposed to do this, who's supposed to do that. And Coach Kelly's done a tremendous job. I mean, he really has, because I know he makes a certain call,
Kelly,
but if a certain guy don't
Kelly.
do what he is asking him to do, that's very problematic, and we surrender points. He called a good game tonight. We had some situations that we didn't do what was expected, but the guys rallied back, and we still was able to provoke, I think, 3 or 4 turnovers. I didn't see that
Pretty
statistic,
good.
but
Pretty good.
those guys are coming along well, and I'm proud. I'm truly proud of them. But
Gonna need it
there's
this
always
Saturday.
one play here and there that causes you to sit in this
I think this
seat
is your best shot to
and,
get another win.
have this mood that I have right now.
Theme this season has definitely been consistency, getting a full 60 together.
Right.
This week, it was the second half. Can you kind of bring us into the locker room a little bit, and what was the message that really just kind of got everybody a little bit more motivated to come out of the second half and put that together?
You got to make up your mind. Right now, what you want to be known as, what you want to be. We got some guys say they want to be pros. Well, we got to act like it. We got some guys say they want to take care of their parents for the rest of their lives. Well, they got to act like it. We got some guys that say they love this game. Well, I got to see it. We got some coaches say the same thing, and I want to see it, as well as myself. So I'm very critical of myself first and foremost. But we just got to really act like like we want it. There's a difference between
Washington State kind of falling off.
believing and thinking.
Maybe
You could think you're going to win all day long, but when
Yeah.
you believe it, that has to be partnered with an action.
Action.
Belief comes with action, you know. Faith without works is
All
dead.
about that
That's what my
action,
book
boss.
tells me. So you got to have. It's okay to have that faith that you believe, but I got to see the action behind it.
It may be to be
And that's what
Washington
we
State.
challenge the young men
Arizona.
to come out in the second half and show us the action of the belief, not just sit up there and say, "Oh, we gonna win." That's easy to say, but we need to see.
Coach, I think you ought to rest Shador against Arizona, bring him back against Washington, where I think you can win. How many losses y'all got? That may be to get y'all into a bowl game. Yeah, 4-5. Never mind.
See the action behind it. And that starts not just on the field. That's watching film, that's preparing, taking care of your body, getting the proper sleep, and just doing what we ask of you to
About
do.
your vlog.
So we could win again.
That Instagram, get the Instagram right.
How you doing?
Get
Good, how are you?
shined up.
Nick Edwards, CU
gold
Sports
up.
Report. Ultimately, all you can really do is move forward, watch the film, reassess.
Right.
What does your plan look like moving forward in order to reignite the passion and get that win you guys are really seeking?
Well, we take the proper courses every week. I mean, we motivate the guys. It's hard to fathom that you need to motivate men that say they want it. We try to motivate these young men, and they do a wonderful job. And I'm really proud of them fighting. I want to win, trust me. But as long as I don't see quit, I could deal with it a lot better than
right.
I could if I saw quit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see quit. I see guys fighting and trying their darnest, and you got to see their faces when I'm talking to them in the locker room at the conclusion of the game. Like that stuff hurts, man. That truly hurts everyone in that locker room. If it don't, there's a problem. There's a problem with your heart. There's a problem with your unity, you uniting and you loving what you say you love. That's a problem. But we got to get that passion back for this purpose with what we're trying to do. We got to get it back.
Sorry,
Word,
Coach, just
son.
for clarity. So Coach Shermer will be the offensive play caller again next week. and going
Hit this
forward?
dude every time.
You know how we've been doing it for the entire year? When we're in the big meeting room and we sit
Don't
down,
tell him. It ain't gonna help.
I'm right here.
I don't know why you explain this up to this dude.
I think Coach Kelly, Coach Ray Facette,
It's
Dennis
not even worth-
Thurman,
don't even
Coach Sherman, then
dignify
the
that with a
OC and
response.
the DC. The defense sits on that side of the table. So
Put that man to go to
those
Hades.
guys right there, Dennis Thurman and Coach Sherman, they've had a tremendous influence on suggesting things this entire season. That has not changed. Now you just have a tremendous influence on not just suggesting, but calling it. So these things are not changing. It's still a group effort. It's not one guy doing good or one guy doing bad. This is a team effort. The last
Tell
time
him
I
get a
checked.
head coach and do
So
where you want to.
we're gonna consistently do what we think is the best for us to win.
Amen.
And I think both of those guys are really talented men, and both of them can contribute tremendously. You're looking at two different guys with two different references of experiences, and
Word,
that's
son.
wonderful. When you have a guy that's been dominant in college like a Coach Kelly defensively, then a Dennis Thurman as well. So when you have a guy that has gleaned almost 30 years or 20-some years from the pros, as well as another guy that's been in college, that's a phenomenal look. Because like last week, we played against a pro guy, right? Defensive coordinator for UCLA. So you need that kind of unity, coaching-wise as well. Great question, though. I'm sorry, David Kelly. David Kelly's on my right. Charles Kelly's on my left. Defense sits on this side. Offense sits stand on that side.
Well, Coach Prime, coming to the end of the season, I still suggest you sit your son down because it looks like he's hurting from the hip area. Every time he was falling on the ground, he didn't grab an ankle, he didn't grab a knee, he didn't grab a neck or elbow or a shoulder. He grabbed his upper thigh. So either the femur is broken, which I'm sure y'all already figured that's not happening, or he's having a problem inside of his hip. I have already noticed, and so have my friends here, because we watch a lot of stuff, that he's y'all have the same walk, and his gait wasn't exactly like your gait, but your gait has been through a lot. So I suggest sitting him down and preserving him for next year, to be honest. And playing him against Arizona will show how tough he is. But it just don't seem like it'll be wise. He's really hurt. You've already said you don't have the linemen that it takes for you to win. You said that. I did. You change the offense around thinking something's going to happen and run different sets. He's hurting. So good luck to you against Arizona. Don't let that man play. Maybe let him play against Washington State. Pull him if you need to. But preserve his future. And my God, can you please maybe reduce Travis Hunter's total plays by maybe 50? You know, let's get him down to maybe under 100. No need for that man to play 2 games on one Saturday. Other than that, good luck to you.